Welcome back to the Audacity of Him. Today, we're dissecting a story that proves the prettiest pictures often hide the ugliest truths. It's a tale about a man who thought his charm was a shield, his status a leash, and his partner just another accessory. He thought he was untouchable. He was wrong. Let's get into it. To the 1.5 million people who followed him, James was the modern ideal. He was the fitness guru who still made time for Sunday brunch with his girl, the entrepreneur who built an empire but never forgot his why. His why, according to his perfectly curated captions, was Amelia. Amelia. She was beautiful, supportive, and mostly silent. She was the perfect aesthetic complement to his brand. In public, he held her hand, kissed her forehead for the cameras, and spoke about her with a reverence that made his female followers swoon. But that was the public James. Private James was a different breed entirely. The moment the ring light turned off and the front door closed, the devoted partner vanished. In his place was a man so consumed by his own reflection, he couldn't see the woman standing right in front of him. He was dismissive. A conversation with Amelia was only valuable if it centered on his metrics, his brand deals, his upcoming product launches. "Amelia, did you even look at the engagement on that last post?" he'd snap, barely looking up from his phone. "I told you to wear the blue dress. The red washed you out. We lost momentum." He was critical, not just of her appearance, though he had opinions on her hair, her makeup, her weight, but of her thoughts, her feelings, her very existence outside of him. "You're overreacting again," he'd sigh heavily when she tried to express how isolated she felt. "You're always so dramatic. Look at the life I've given you, the places we go, the things we have. What exactly do you have to be sad about? You're acting crazy." That was his favorite word, crazy. He used it like a scalpel, meticulously cutting away her reality until she was left doubting her own sanity. Gaslighting wasn't just something he did, it was an art form he'd perfected. He twisted situations, denied conversations, and shifted blame with a terrifying ease. And the audacity of it all? He truly believed she would never leave. Why would she? He was James. He was the sun, and she was just a planet lucky enough to be in his orbit. He provided the luxury apartment, the designer bags, the proximity to fame. He was convinced she was addicted to the lifestyle, a parasite feeding off his success. He thought he owned her. He didn't realize she was suffocating. Amelia was dying a slow death by 1,000 paper cuts, but she stayed. The insidious nature of emotional abuse is that it hollows you out from the inside until you no longer recognize the shape of your own spine. She believed his narrative. She thought she was lucky. She thought she was crazy. Until Tuesday. Tuesday was supposed to be a standard content day. James was at the gym, crushing it for his stories, leaving a secondary phone, the one he supposedly only used for coordinating with his management team, on the kitchen island. Amelia was looking for a specific brand contact when a message popped up. It wasn't just a message, it was a thread. And beneath that thread, another one. And another. It wasn't a slip-up, it was a lifestyle. James had a whole hidden ecosystem. There was B, there was S. There was a girl whose name was saved with a peach emoji. The messages were graphic, transactional, and entirely devoid of the family man persona he peddled. But the infidelity wasn't the worst part. The worst part was a text thread with a friend, a fellow influencer. Friend: "Dude, Amelia looking real tired in that last reel. You gotta get her to smile. James, tell me about it. She's a drag lately, but she plays the part. People love the power couple bullshit. I need her for the aesthetic. If she wasn't useful for the brand, I'd have dropped her ages ago. The shock didn't hit her like a wave. It settled over her like a quiet, icy clarity. The fog he had spent years pumping into her brain vanished. She wasn't crazy. He was a monster. He didn't love her. He needed her. He needed the illusion of her to sell his supplements, his workout plans, his lie. She was the linchpin holding his entire fraudulent empire together. Amelia didn't cry. She didn't scream. She sat at the kitchen island, staring at the phone, and a slow, dangerous smile spread across her face. He thought she was a prop. He was about to find out she was the director. The dismantling was meticulous. Amelia knew his passwords, his schedules, his contracts. She knew where the bodies were buried because he'd arrogantly handed her the shovel, assuming she was too stupid to use it. She didn't pack her bags immediately. She played the part. For 2 whole weeks, she smiled tighter, posed better, and agreed with every demeaning comment he made. The power couple churned out content. Behind the scenes, she gathered everything. The texts, the receipts for hotel rooms he claimed were business expenses, the voice notes he had sent his friends mocking his own followers. She built an archive of destruction. Then came the night of his biggest product launch yet, a massive party at a trendy downtown venue. It was supposed to be his crowning achievement, streamed live to thousands. James was in his element. He was loud, charismatic, the center of attention. The live stream was running, numbers climbing. I want to thank everyone for being here, James boomed into the mic, flashing his signature grin. This brand, it's about authenticity. It's about being your best self. And I couldn't do it without my rock, my everything, Amelia. He gestured to her. The crowd cheered. The camera pivoted. Amelia didn't step forward to kiss him. She didn't smile. She tapped the iPad. The crowd didn't notice immediately. James kept talking, but the live stream chat erupted. Then the murmurs in the room began. Amelia tapped again. The murmurs turned into gasps. People were pointing. James finally turned around. His face drained of color. The arrogant sneer vanished, replaced by a look of sheer, unadulterated panic. He dropped the microphone. It hit the stage with a loud, screeching thud. The music was abruptly cut. The silence that followed was deafening, save for the frantic clicking of cameras and the buzz of the live stream chat moving at warp speed. James grabbed Amelia, hard. The mask wasn't just slipping, it was shattered on the floor. He dragged her out of the main room, down a quiet hallway toward the service exit. The confrontation that followed wasn't for the cameras. It was real, and it was ugly. What the fuck did you just do, you stupid, crazy bitch? What the fuck did you just do to me? I gave your followers the authenticity you're always preaching about, James. I thought they deserved to see the real you. Are you out of your goddamn mind? You ruined me. You ruined everything. I built this. I built this life for us, and you just destroyed it because you're a petty, jealous psycho. You didn't build a life, James. You built a set, and I'm done playing the supportive extra. You are nothing without me. Nothing. Do you hear me? Who do you think you are? You think anyone gives a shit about you without me standing next to you? I gave you relevance. I made you. You made me your prisoner. You made me doubt my own sanity every single day for 3 years. You're overreacting, Amelia. You're crazy, Amelia. Turns out I wasn't crazy. I was just suffocating under the weight of your massive fucking fragile ego. You're going to fix this. You're going to get up there. You're going to tell them you were hacked. That it's a deep fake. Whatever the fuck it takes. You work for me. You understand? You owe me. Don't touch me, you fuck. I don't owe you a goddamn thing. I owe myself an apology for staying this long. The live stream is still running, James. Everything I sent to that screen, I also emailed to every sponsor, every management contact, and every gossip outlet in your contact list. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't do that. Oh, honey, I did. And you know why? Because I read the text, James. If she wasn't useful for the brand, I'd have dropped her. Well, consider me dropped. Let's see how useful you are when everyone knows you're just a shitty fraud. Amelia, please. We can fix this. I love you. Those girls, they mean nothing. They were just distractions. You know you're the only one I care about. Please. Don't do that. Don't insult my intelligence by trying to play the victim now. You don't love me. You love the mirror I held up for you. You loved having someone to stand slightly behind you and make your stumpy ass look taller. You're hollow, James. There is nothing inside you but shit and a desperate need for attention. Fuck you! You'll be back on your knees begging me to take you back when the money runs out and you realize nobody wants a washed-up, bitter ex-girlfriend. You're garbage without me. Watch me thrive, asshole, and watch your numbers drop. Amelia walked out. She didn't go back to the apartment. She had already had movers clear out her things that afternoon while he was prepping for his big night. The fallout was spectacular. The live stream clip went viral before she even got in her Uber. Sponsors dropped him within hours. His followers, feeling betrayed by the illusion they'd bought into, abandoned ship in droves. He tried to spin it, of course. He posted tearful apology videos claiming he was seeking help, tried to blame it on the pressures of fame. But the receipts were too damning. The curtain had been pulled back, and the wizard was just a sad, pathetic little man pulling levers. Amelia, on the other hand, went dark for a month. When she resurfaced, she didn't mention him. She didn't try to capitalize on the drama, but it happened. Podcasters across the country reached out to hear her story of gaslighting and survival. She started living again, and she looked lighter, brighter, and more real than she ever had with James. The audacity of him was believing he could control the narrative indefinitely. He thought his narcissism was a superpower. He thought he could reduce a person to a prop and she would thank him for the privilege. He underestimated the sheer, quiet strength it takes to finally see the truth and the explosive power of a woman who decides she's done being silent. If you're watching this and you recognize the gaslighting, the dismissal, the feeling of being an accessory in your own life, remember Amelia. They need you to maintain their illusion. You don't need them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Has someone ever tried to write your script for you? Let's talk about it. Until next time, stay observant and trust your gut.